Thank you, sir. The president of this function is our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Bhairappa. He has initiated a lot of developmental activity to take the university to greater heights of excellence. May I request you, sir, to kindly deliver the presidential address.
Good afternoon to all of you. ಈ ಸುಂದರ ಮಂಗಳ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದ ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಮೂವರು ಹಿರಿಯ ಮಹಾಸಾಧಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬೋಧನಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದಂತಹ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೆ ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಗೌಡ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೆ ಎ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಎಂ ಜಾನಕಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾವರ ಅವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಆಡಳಿತ ವರ್ಗದ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಮಂಗಳ ಸಭಾಂಗಣಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೋಭೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಶೇಷ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರೇ, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಇದೊಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಸಮಾರಂಭ, ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸನ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ದಿನ. ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಾಯನ, ಬೋಧಕನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗುರುವಿನ ಒಂದು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹತ್ವವಾದದ್ದು. ನೋಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್, ಟೀಚರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ನೋಬಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ನನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಗೌಡರು ಹೀಗೆ ತಾನೇ SMS ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ದೇಶಾದ್ಯಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೊತ್ತೇನೆ. ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಗ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್ವಪಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣನ್. A salute to all teachers who tirelessly light the lamp of knowledge and shape generations. Yes, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was a great teacher. He mentioned at one point, a teacher writes the future of the nation, because he creates the next generation of people to the nation. And he was known worldwide as a great ambassador of our country, who carried forward the philosophy, the Indian philosophy, which was left accidentally in the middle by Swami Vivekananda. And Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was not only a philosopher, but he was a bridge between India and the West. He was born in a small family, a humble, a modest family, which was quite difficult for him in the early days to pursue his education, particularly in the English. And his father, in fact, denied the English education to him in the early stage, but later he permitted him, and he was a great student, pursued his higher studies through scholarships, and he joined as a teacher at the Presidency College as a lecturer in the year 1909, and later he rose to become the first citizen of the country. The University of Mysore invited him to become the professor of philosophy in the year 1918, unfortunately he couldn't serve too long at the University of Mysore, although he spent only about 2.5 nearly 3 years at Mysore. He wrote many volumes, many books which were recognized worldwide. And that made him to get a special invitation those days from the Vice Chancellor of the Calcutta University. He left the Mysore University in the middle and left for Calcutta. And the students actually cried when he left Mysore. They carried him in a specially decorated with the flowers, a carriage decorated with the flowers. They pulled this carriage all the way from Maharaja's College right up to the Mysore railway station. So that was the respect he commanded from the students. He served in different disciplines, as a teacher, as a philosopher. He also served as an administrator, as the youngest Vice Chancellor. At the age of 40, he became the Vice Chancellor of Andhra University and later moved to Banaras Hindu University. And he also worked as the professor at Oxford, and in fact he impressed so much through his lectures. Bertrand Russell mentioned that if Radhakrishnan becomes the President of India, that is the greatest honor to the subject philosophy, because he carried the philosophy of India and presented to the whole world. And in fact his philosophy lies on Advaita Vedanta, and many people, Europeans didn't understand this, and he made them to understand what is India. And he also became the ambassador of India in USSR. When I was a student pursuing my PhD degree at Moscow State University, we were visiting the embassy of India very frequently, and we could see his photograph at the entrance, and people remembered him so much even after he left that office. And as Professor K. Suresh was mentioning in his talk, he is so lucky that he could see Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan from a very close distance. It happened to me also on the same occasion, but I was still in the high school. When I heard that Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is coming to Mysore, to Manasa Gangotri, so we all left the class, we attended that function, and we heard his speech. Such a highly motivating person. And I'm very glad that the recipients of this today's honor, Professor Chidananda Gowda, mentioned something about Panchatantra stories, the role played by Vishnu Sharma in converting the students who were eccentric or mad and made them the best. And also Professor Suresh mentioned how Srinivasa Ramanujan's hidden talent was unearthed by a Westerner. So I will tell another example from my own, Professor David Humphrey was a great chemist at the Royal Institute. He recognized a school dropout who was working as a book binder in the library of the Royal Institute in London. At the age of 14, Michael Faraday impressed David Humphreys so much. When he heard David Humphreys' lecture, he made his own notes and presented to David Humphrey. Humphrey immediately called in, said, "Leave that job, helper job, but instead of working in the library, you come and work in my lab, help me." So such a school dropout became the director of the institute, Royal Institute. If Michael Faraday were to be alive, he would have got 6 Nobel Prizes, at least a minimum of 6 Nobel Prizes. Such a genius. And that was, identified by David Humphrey. So that why I am telling these examples is, a teacher has a lot of role in identifying and motivating, inspiring the students. In this today's, ICT has, ICT has played a big role in our higher education, in our day-to-day life. We all depend on, smartphone to deal with whenever we are outside. Even in the classroom, we depend on multimedia and also the internet for the resources or the source materials. Then students can get all this information from the internet. What is the job of a teacher? The teacher's job today is facilitating the students. So teacher is a facilitator, a great facilitator. He has to inspire and motivate the children. And if at all I am today something, it is because of my great teachers who taught me at the primary school and at the middle school. I still remember their names. I have a great respect to all those teachers who shaped my career. And even my PhD days, whenever I go to any conference related to crystallography, they remember 2 persons. One is Linus Pauling, who got Nobel Prize twice, and my professor Bellow. So these 2 names are so great in the field of crystallography. If at all I have learned something in science, it is because of my professor, great Bellow. Likewise, in the earlier stage of my student life, some of the teachers, especially at the middle school, whom I salute, every day I remember them. Whenever I share my experience, childhood experience, I always pay a great tribute to those teachers who shaped my career. Therefore, it is an important day for the teachers who have a great responsibility in shaping the career of students and in turn the country, the shape of the country, the future of the country. When I took over as the Vice Chancellor of this university, I was surprised that we don't celebrate such Teachers' Day here. And this is the day where students and teachers can interact, and the students wish their teachers and the teachers remember their great teachers. So that is why probably Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan mentioned rightly, when people wanted to celebrate his birthday, he said, celebrate this birthday not as Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan birthday but as Teachers' Day, because he was a great teacher. Especially when he moved to Calcutta as a professor in 1920, he got in close association with Rabindranath Tagore that changed his life. So that made him to become a great philosopher and a great ambassador of the country. In fact, many of the senior people talked so much about Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, let me read out what Gandhiji says. Radhakrishnan's life is the greatest message to the mankind, particularly to the teachers and the students. In fact, one is a learner always. That is, a teacher is a learner always. And this kind of honoring the teacher is very important. The university should celebrate this as a festival. One is the foundation day, and the other great festival of the university is the convocation, and the third one is also, this equally important Teachers' Day. So all the three festivals we should celebrate in a big way. Professor Narayan, who received the award as Best Teacher from Mangalore University for the year 2013-14, said his passion is research. Yes, research is very important, but in my case it is reverse. Teaching is my passion. Research I pursue as my career, but as a passion I take teaching. And in fact, during my student days, the school days I mean, my father had made a big board on the wall. Many of my classmates used to come to my house, and I was asked to teach them. So we were doing the combined studies. I was teaching most of my classmates, and I want to quote one example. One of my classmates in first year BSc, I asked him his background. He said he was failed in PUC 6 times. Somehow he became my friend, and he was coming to my house just to listen to my lectures. I used to teach him, and he got first class, and now he has become a state officer also after completing his BSc. So like this, teaching can change the life of a person. So that is why a teacher has to be a good mentor to the young generation. So I would like to say what Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan gave. I know there are deeper students of philosophy and great scholars of Sanskrit in the country. My ambition is not only to chronicle, but to interpret and reveal the movement of the mind and unfold the sources of India in the profound plane of human nature. This is what is expected from a genuine teacher. So I want all the teachers to follow the role played by Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, and we should emulate his philosophy and his teachings to promote the dissemination of the knowledge and make the best, the superpower of knowledge, and the country can progress with this. And the idea of felicitating three important personalities from within the jurisdiction of the Mangalore University suddenly appeared to me, and I thought why university should not recognize the teachers who have contributed not only to this university, even to the country on the whole. So that is how we selected one from each district, Professor Chidananda Gowda from the Dakshina Kannada district. Whenever I pass through his house, Udaya Ravi, where our great national poet Kuvempu lived, so during my student days also I used to see late Kuvempu almost daily after his retired life, because that was the way I was, that was the route I used to take to go to the school. So we used to get a kind of, inspiration looking at his face. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಪವಿತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಗೌಡರು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಧರ್ಮಪತ್ನಿ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ತಂದುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಕೆ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಡಗು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ನನಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಒಂದು ಉನ್ನತ ಒಂದು ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಎತ್ತರವನ್ನು ತಲುಪಿದಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕೆ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರು. ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದು ರಾಮನ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು PhD ಪಡೆದು ಸುಮಾರು ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಅವರು ವಿದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳಿ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಹೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೇಧಾವಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆದು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಅವರನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರೆತಂದು ಗೌರವಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ. ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಭಯ ಇತ್ತು, ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆಯ ರೀತಿಯವರು, ಈ ಸನ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೋತಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಭಯ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ರಿಯಲ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರು ಬೆಳೆದದ್ದು ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಅವರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆದದ್ದು ವಿದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿನೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಅವರಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನವರು ಅವರಿಂದ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದವರೇ ಪಾಪಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅವರು ಕರೆದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಒಂದು ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಮಿಟೀಸ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಫ್ರಮ್ Mangalore University to come forward, submit a good research proposal to the Department of Science and Technology. And he is serving in that Department of Science and Technology committees for the past at least 15 years and helping our people. So it is our duty to recognize and honor such personalities who has always maintained a very low profile in spite of his high status, academic status. The other person whom I met for the first time this morning, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಾನಕಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಹ ಉಡುಪಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸಿ, ಈ ಮೂವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಅವರನ್ನು ಮೂವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಶಸ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು, and also especially for those two teachers who won the Best Teacher Awards, Professor Narayana and Professor Mallikarjunappa. I never interfered in the process of selecting these teachers because they were all very serious experts, very senior professors from outside who have served in so many high-level committees. So that is why I never even talked to them when once the committee was constituted. So we have maintained some sanctity in selecting the teachers. I hope this will motivate the other teachers in the university to come forward to do good research and good recognition, not only from the university but also nationally and internationally. So with these few words, I thank all of you for your excellent cooperation in making this function a grand success and cooperating with me in organizing this function as a mark of respect to the teachers. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Ever since Professor Bhairappa has taken charge as our Honorable Vice Chancellor, he has initiated so many activities to motivate the teachers, enhance their activities, and to perform better in terms of teaching and research. He has been telling all the teachers to do research, dedicate themselves to teaching, get projects, organize conferences, and contribute to the advancement of knowledge. It is his brainchild to have the Best Teacher Award to motivate teachers. Sir, we all know you have been a teacher loved and adored by all your students. I, on behalf of all present here, wish you a happy Teachers' Day. I also take this opportunity to wish all the people present on the dais who are all teachers and have contributed to teaching and research a very happy Teachers' Day to all of the people who are on the stage as well as all the teachers who are among the audience. A very happy Teachers' Day to all of you. Let's now move on to thank all those who have contributed to the success of this function. I call upon the Registrar Evaluation, Professor B. Narayana, to propose the vote of thanks.
I am here to do a great job of thanking the people who are responsible for the success of this function. First and foremost, I place my sincere accord on behalf of Mangalore University to our guest, Professor K. Chidananda Gowda, former Vice Chancellor of Coimbatore University, for his gracious presence and accepting our felicitation. Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to thank our guest, Dr. K. A. Suresh, former Director of CLCRI, presently the Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences, Bangalore, for accepting our felicitation. On behalf of Mangalore University and on my personal behalf, I thank you profusely, sir. I also thank Srimati Janaki Brahmawar for accepting our felicitation. Thank you, madam. I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for presiding over the function and also for initiating the Best Teacher Award in our university for the first time in 34 years. Thank you, sir. I thank our Registrar for nice welcome and introduction of the guests. Thank you. And I also thank our Finance Officer for his presence here. I thank the members of print and electronic media for covering this program. Finally, I thank all my colleagues, invitees, for being with us for this program. I also thank the Master of Ceremony, Professor A. M. Khan, for the nice conduct of this program. Thank you, one and all.
Now I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल